Because they're all posted there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking wing it anyway. I don't care. You explain the damn stories to me. I'm all fucking nihilistic for this past whole week because I don't get any momentum going. I just fucking sit there and don't do anything with myself.
I don't know. You want to just do it a different day then?
Become a lump. I don't care. That's the motto. That's what's on my fucking, I don't know, plaque right now. I don't give a shit.
That's what I'm saying. You want to do it a different day or something?
Oh, the whole show?
Yeah, I don't care. I'd be... Huh?
With that sentiment, let's start the show.
Mr. Podcast.
Seriously, the show started now. This is the beginning of the show. Can't really tell because you didn't hear the fucking intro music. But yeah.
Are we not going to put intro music?
Well, you can't hear it.
Yeah, we can.
To all three people who listen to this show, I'm sure you're so familiar with us and our shit and our fucking bios that we don't even need to tell you this is Mr. Podcast because that's the level of fandom that you have fucking achieved.
We've got 10 followers on fucking Twitter. Yay.
Yeah, 10 people who just clicked a button and then when we go by in their feed, they're like, fucking, when did I...
We don't even have a fucking Twitter.
Man, how to make us a Twitter? We need to start twatting.
We need to just make random updates about how we're eating dinner and then our mom yells at us and then we got to take a bath and shit.
All the people who want attention, twat. I'm twatting! Look at me! Someone care what I think. You know, the fucking, I bet, what do you think the actual number of people who are going to listen to this show really is?
At the low end, probably like 5. At the high end, 30 maybe.
I was going to say 3. And it's funny because if this podcast ever does get popular, there'll be a backlog of episodes that people will be dying to go check out, I'm sure, because they just can't get enough of our shit. And like this whole thing will be ironic. Because
there's going to be people just like, and they thought they would not get famous. Yeah. Oh, how wrong.
They're sitting here saying fucking 3 people were going to listen to their show. Meanwhile, this is like right now, as I'm saying these words, it could be the 10 billionth time someone is listening to this podcast. This could be, our words at this very moment could be archived somewhere in like 2065.
And this is how Shane Dawson started off. Oh, nobody's going to watch me.
Yeah, I think I got this idea from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Everybody'd be excellent to each other. You know, you go in the future like, oh, Mr. Podcast changed the universe. Now none of us give a fuck and we all smoke weed.
Speaking of which.
You're the fucking ringleader.
I'm the ringleader.
You are the fucking...
Are you
what's the French word for the guy that says stuff? That's you.
Orator?
Yeah, whatever. You got stories. Say one.
I have stories. Okay. They're now giving birth control to squirrels. Did you know that?
That's okay. Sure.
Squirrel birth control to stop the invasion of squirrels.
Is this in America?
Yeah, it's in America.
Who's paying for this squirrel birth control?
It's in the East Coast and the Northeast. I don't know.
Because, you know, I don't pay my taxes so slut squirrels can bang whenever they want to without worrying about getting pregnant.
Oh, they're doing this in Colorado right now. It's $50+ a squirrel to get them,
they should just get
their organs pulled out, I guess. I don't know what they do to the squirrels, but
they should get those squirrels. Some good old-fashioned Christian values and abstinence could take us a lot far. If they just believed in my religion. Sorry, go ahead.
They literally have to catch the squirrels by hand, and then they have to take them to a lab, and they have to inject them with these different chemicals, and they have to release the squirrel again. So it's $50 to $100 a squirrel. Can you imagine running around catching a fucking squirrel to give it birth control? Like, that's got to be a pretty interesting job to tell to your friends.
Yeah. That's like in the same family of jobs where you scrub off the ducks. You're either going to scrub off the ducks or fix the squirrels, and there'd be a coin toss. Ah, shit, I got to fix the fucking squirrels.
The reason that there's been such a high squirrel population on the East Coast right now is because it's been a pretty warm winter. Well, in the start of it anyway.
Yeah, and that's getting ready to turn around right the fuck
Yeah,
now.
It's turning around now, and there was also a high amount of nuts There were nuts everywhere on the East Coast. So the squirrels were eating the nuts, and then we gave them birth control, and I'm not sure how that story's doing now.
You don't have a car, so you don't drive, but, like, I've been noticing when I'm driving around, like, so many dead squirrels. Like, oh, fuck, man. Some of them, like, are completely whole. It's just a perfectly formed squirrel. I guess it got knocked the fuck out by a fender or something, but it's not even squashed, and it's just this motionless squirrel.
Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen that video of that squirrel got up on the power lines of one of these universities? I think it might have been in, like, D.C. or something. It got on the power lines, and it touched the negative and the positive side, like the two wires.
Oh.
And it fried its fucking self, and it fell off of the pole, and the pole was like 30 feet in the air, and it blew up their transformer and shit. This one squirrel put off this thousands of dollars of electricity at this fucking university.
That's nature's way of saying fuck you in your progress. That's like a bird strike when a goose makes a fucking plane have to do an emergency landing.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be here. We already got shit here. No, but I saw a fucking human being on top of a train fry himself before. Not in real life.
How the fuck did he do that?
He's just a crazy guy. I think it was in, like, Taiwan or something. He's just up there ranting, and he just goes to lean against something. And it's like, it's the middle of the day already. But there was a flash that was, like, brighter than daylight. Like, the whole frame just turned white for about half a second. Then you see the guy slumped over and smoking. He's smoldering like a fucking cigarette. Like, holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
He's done. He did not get superpowers. Myth busted.
Who was it? I don't remember where this was or even when it happened, but I just remember the news story. There was he might have been a Chinese kid. He drank gasoline because he liked the show Transformers and they were all robots, and his natural line of reasoning was, okay, well, they're like cars, so they have to drink gasoline. So this kid, for 3 or 4 years straight, drank gasoline. He didn't die, which surprised the fuck out of me. He didn't die or anything. He just became severely brain dead. But, I mean, maybe he did get superpowers. Just the price was that he became stupid and he can't tell you about them.
I think you get drunk off of gasoline.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I would expect you to die, you know? Gasoline's not good for your insides.
Yeah, I know a guy who used to inhale gasoline, and his lung collapsed. He used to tell stories about what it's like to huff gasoline. Seriously. Like, you fall asleep and you have weird dreams. Weird gas dreams.
I just inhaled dead plant matter, so I mean, I guess my practice is a little bit safer than his.
Have you ever huffed anything? You never done any inhalants?
No.
The closest I ever got to it was nitrous at the dentist. And that shit is fucking far out, man.
It's far out.
Dude, there's nothing like it. I don't want to do nitrous like at home from those whip-it things and you get yourself a punching balloon. That shit's dangerous. You can drown yourself doing that shit. But in a nice fucking hospital-controlled environment where you know, like, if I flatline, somebody will run around the corner and do something so I can just relax. You just let the fucking gas take you away. It's fucking amazing. Oh, now fucking...
Yeah, no, Dimitri.
Dimitri's saying, I've come back. Stop fucking leaving. How about that? Stop randomly leaving, because we can't have that in the middle of a show, which I told you we were going to record. I'm wagging my finger as I'm saying this.
You ever seen that movie, The Blob?
Oh, long-ass time ago. Are you talking about the 80s version, the big pink thing with the faces floating in it and shit?
Yeah. Well, it has a memory, and it can, like, eat people and move around and shit, and, like, it's a living thing. There's this gel that has no brain, but it can actually remember where it's been. It can trace its slime trails that it leaves on the ground and follow them back to another location. That's
a pretty simple mechanism, though.
But still, just to think about it, this slime has no brain, and yet it can still find its way around in a lab. It can find itself through a maze. It can do all these things, and it's not even alive.
But it has no hippocampus because it has no brain. It's a simple chemical, mechanical reaction. You can make the same arguments for plants that fucking close down on a fly and stuff. Like, how does it know the fly is there? How does it know it wants to eat the fly? It fucking doesn't. It's just something that would happen physically.
Oh, I'm not saying that it's intelligent. I'm just saying I find it amazing that there's a thing that's able to find its way around. Not necessarily that it's intelligently finding itself around. It's following its slime trail. But still, to me, just to think that that thing can get through a maze, through a slime trail, it can follow it, I don't know. It blows my mind.
We must use it to kill Muslims.
Or we could use it on Dimitri. Like we could make like our own knockoff porn, and then we could have that slime monster, like a tentacle monster, and Dimitri can be in it. He could be the test subject.
You film it, and I don't know. I'll be a silent subsidiary.
We can leave the camera on and leave the room and just see what happens. Like, they'll do what they will.
I wouldn't even like knowing that's happening in the next room. Can we get in the car after we turn the camera on?
Yeah, well, I mean the tentacle monster's going to have its way with them.
Waiting helipad?
We got a few hours to kill. We could just come back.
Oh.
He'd probably be dead or something. We're just talking about Dimitri and tentacle porn and shit.
Yeah, what's another story?
We put a lot of fucking effort into this show, guys.
Yep. My podcast is never going to be anywhere near as good as Joe Rogan's. So what's the point? Hey, and dicks and farts.
Doesn't he have a lot more money than we do?
And he's got a lot more cool and interesting people that he can talk to about with interesting stuff, or however you say that sentence. He can actually talk, too. He's got that one up on me. So this is a whole world of difference.
I have no oration skills. I can't speak for long amounts of time.
Everybody who's listening to our podcast right now, what I recommend you do is just turn this shit off and go listen to Joe Rogan.
Well, that defeated the whole purpose of us recording.
Hold on, we'll wait. You back? Wasn't that better than this crap you're about to hear the rest of now? Oh, shit.
Oh.
I'm burnt. I'm burnt because, like, whenever I buy my pot an ounce at a time. Every once in a while I get some really, I think it's fucking indica based. So, like, it goes off of bags. Like, I'll be active for a month, or I'll be just a complete useless fucking nihilistic lump for a fucking month. And it all depends on what kind of weed I buy an ounce of, and that shit varies. And right now I got the sleepy fucking weed. The shit you smoke 2 hits of, and, like, you really don't give a shit about doing anything you plan to do after that. Like, I'm going to do stuff. I'm going to fucking do stuff and make a video or whatever tonight, and then you smoke that shit, and it's like, oh, fuck it. I'll do it tomorrow.
You ever heard of those things called trippy sticks?
No.
It's basically like an electronic cigarette, but they're trying to make one that has THC juice in it instead, and they call them trippy sticks.
Oh.
That's like, you know how they have like a 1950s version of the future where cars are all like in this certain style and things like that? Like, they have different versions of the future. Well, this is like a ghetto version of the future. Everyone's going to be walking around with trippy sticks, and they're all going to have like pretty lights on them. And everyone's going to be high all the time.
Mine's blunt flavored, dog.
Yeah, I've had people, like, I used to go to the night classes at Dundalk High, and people in my fucking science class would just be like, I can't wait for the future, yo, when everyone's got one of them damn trippy sticks. Like, those
people are
things
just
going to be great.
The only reason people, fucking people are just going to drink the juice out of it. People would do that with the nicotine ones if nicotine didn't poison you from taking it orally like that. This shit's not going to poison you. It's THC. People are just going to straight up drink their fucking bottle of refill. They're not even going to put it in the cigarette.
Why don't we just fucking sell THC in bottles? Like, in literal, like, liquor bottles, man.
They do in states where it's legal. There's all kinds of drinks. And
I've never even heard of that. No, I mean just, like, pure THC in a bottle.
Well, they would have to synthesize it. Can't really get it out of the plant.
Well, you understand what I mean, though.
You don't want pure THC, though, because THC fucking acts in tandem with cannabinoids. If you get pure THC, that's like that, sometimes when you get kind bud and you feel like somebody might come through your window and slit your throat.
You understand what I mean, Keith.
It's the paranoia part and the morbidity and all that shit. That's THC. No, you said you want a pure THC in a bottle. There's not really many other ways to take that. That was
pure THC in the sense that it's the purest high you're going to get, but that includes cannabinoids. You understand what I mean by this?
Well, that's fucking drinks with pot in it. I was telling you they make drinks with that kind of shit in it, but you were like, no, we need pure THC.
I'm not talking about some flavored stuff or something like it's an additive in. I mean, just like primarily just the things that get you high, not any additive shit to that. You know, just like the purest amount you're gonna get. Not necessarily like pure THC, but something in the way of probably the best high you're gonna get in that. It's hard to explain for me. I'm not a good speaker. I've explained this.
I don't know. People would get addicted to that shit probably.
Yeah, they probably would.
Like, but no, you can really fuck yourself up with that. Like, you couldn't binge drink that shit like you would beer. Because by the time you got to the fifth one...
and be hallucinating by that point.
Man, I've heard stories from people who eat pot cookies and fucking drink the little drinks and get the hash oil and stuff. I've heard stories told about people who just drive forever in their car because they can't make a right-hand turn because they think they're going to fall off the edge of the world. That's not the kind of fucking high that I want to be. That's not what I enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there was a drink, I would probably have like a shot glass full and just chill, watch some movies or something. But, you know, people would take that shit too far. Like, here's the pure active ingredients that are in pot. Here's the THC and the cannabinoids. We balance them correctly, so drinking this fluid is just like smoking a joint. People would be down in that shit. Gravity bongs, fucking gravity bongs, fuck gravity bongs. It's beer bongs now with fucking THC juice.
I'm going to stick to my smoke. I like smoke.
And I've gotten used to doing it. I can't say I really, like, at the base, enjoy inhaling any kind of smoke. It's just kind of a begrudgment.
I just genuinely enjoy smoking. People always tell me that, like, smoking's disgusting. Like,
It is.
I enjoy it. I guess.
When I don't have a cigarette for a couple of months, people walk back inside from smoking cigarettes. I can always tell they were just smoking a cigarette because they smell like shit. Smell like shit rolled in a fucking Turkish cab. And you don't know you smell like that until you fucking get your sense of smell back, because smoking fucking destroys your olfactory crap.
Well, yeah, I understand that it smells bad, but I still enjoy doing it. So to me, that smell doesn't really bother me as much as, I wouldn't be able to smoke. Like, I enjoy it. I don't know. That's all I can say. I can't defend it with any type of shit, like, I should do this because of this. Like, no, it's nothing like that. It's not good for you at all. There's no benefits to it. I just enjoy doing it, that's all.
Nicotine's good for you.
Well, nicotine isn't
Smoking
itself,
isn't.
but not, yeah.
Awesome! That's fucking great.
I'm gonna do this.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is a great fucking podcast for people. Answering phones, dropping in and out of the call, and all this shit. It's fucking magnificent.
I had to drop out of a call. I just had to fucking turn the phone off.
Talk about Dimitri.
Actually, I'm going to take the battery out. Fuck it. You can hear me take my battery out of my phone internet.
Just throw the fucking thing out the window. Smash it.
But I need this, so I can't.
Well, all it does is ruin shit. Get a cell phone. Live in the 21st century like everybody else.
You want to pay for it?
Get a fucking job, bitch.
But anyway, do you know where Berlin, Maryland is?
No.
Oh, well, you don't need to. But
I figured.
There was a woman that got attacked by a 265-pound wild boar down there.
Are all your stories Maryland stories?
I don't know. Some of them came from Maryland. Some of them are... Like, the other one was from Colorado, the fucking birth control squirrels.
I don't see why people are so scared of boars. You ever notice that boars got reputations like it's a fucking lion or something?
Even this article says that there's boars all over Berlin, Maryland, but
just
they usually
wild
don't.
Boars.
Yeah, they usually don't attack people. They usually just dig up someone's garden. But this 265-pound boar bit a 74-year-old woman in the leg and then knocked a 74-year-old man to the ground. It bit
that's
the woman.
Old people.
Yeah, it bit the woman and then it charged the guy and knocked him over. Like, holy shit. That's a 265-pound animal, and those are 74-year-old people. I mean, they're not going to be up, like, standing up for that long if that thing's attacking them. They're going down pretty quickly.
Oh, but like when you see those nature documentaries and shit, and people go out hunting for boars and stuff, like they respect the boars or something. Like you shouldn't get caught alone because it's really dangerous. Because boars are really dangerous. Why don't you just kick it in the fucking face? Just kick the thing in the fucking nose.
Well, I mean, you were talking about how raccoons have that layer of shit on them that didn't even feel the hit, right?
I'm sure if I would have smacked a raccoon across the face with a brass
across
pipe.
the face, yeah, but I mean...
That's how boars come at you. That raccoon was running away from me. That's the end that was facing me. But if a boar is attacking you, he's not going to do it ass first.
Yeah, but I'm saying...
His whole face area is exposed.
I understand that, but I'm saying I would think that a boar's skull is a lot thicker than a human skull. I don't think you're going to break through their skull very easily.
It's not a question of really breaking through their skull. It's making their brain bounce off the inside of it. That's how that shit works.
Well, if they got a smaller brain, then they got a thicker skull. So, I mean, that if you can't put enough energy into it that it moves the brain, then they're not going to feel it.
Doesn't matter. I mean,
aren't boar skulls like 2 or 3
just physically, if something cracks you in the fucking head, it'll at least change the direction you're running in or something. You know, it'll at least make it so you can't see for a second. You'll see a flash or something. Just like pile 10 of those in a row, and that's a boar that is not fucking biting me.
Oh, what would you think the number one animal for hunters' deaths would be in America? What would you just think that the animal would be here?
I don't know, because you're asking me this question. It's obviously something that's like, oh, it's a surprise.
No, I'm asking your opinion. Like, what would you think the
number one animal that kills people?
Yeah, like hunters in the United States. What would you think it would be?
I don't know. Probably bears.
I think bears have one of the lower ones. People don't usually get mauled by bears. There's not that.
What is it, badgers?
No, it's deer.
Deer.
Yeah, deer kill more hunters in the United States than any other animal.
Yeah, they'll kick the shit out of you.
And they have big-ass horns. They'll fucking charge right through you. They're not scared of you.
Well, it's not that they charge through you. It's that they jerk their head back and forth, so they stick it in you.
No,
and then they rip their head to the side so it rips shit out of you.
If deer have kids, they will charge at you. They will put that horn right through your fucking body.
Yeah, but the charge isn't meant to run you through pirate style. The charge is just meant for the hooks to catch hold of anything in your flesh so they can rip it sideways. That's how they do it. They rip your ribs out. They rip your fucking whole rib cage open and shit.
Yeah. I don't think I'd want to be alone with a deer. I mean, you would think, oh, well, that's just Bambi. He's not going to hurt you. Like, no, that thing's going to rip your fucking throat out.
Sometimes I pull up in my neighborhood at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and there's like 12 of them in my yard. A lot of times they'll be at the edge of the neighborhood. Our neighborhood is shaped like a hill. You go around a little circle and you go down a hill. A lot of times they're at the top of the hill, so when I pull into the neighborhood, you see all these fucking glowing eyes just turn at you, and then you see the shadows that are of their legs and stuff, and they all fucking bolt down the hill. The first thing I always think is like, man, there's like a pack of deers going towards my house. I just scared the shit out of them. They're going to
go right through my window.
They're going to be waiting for me down there, and I'm not going to see them coming because I won't have headlights anymore.
Well, they're just trying to scare you from getting out of the car. Like, bitch, you better not get out that car. I'm going to kick your ass.
I honk at animals. I'm like, honk, and they're like, oh, shit. That usually solves everything.
Do you whistle at deer rolling down the street?
Yeah.
That seems like something Dave would do. Or he would say he does that. I'm not sure if he would do that. But he said he would say, yeah, bitch, I whistle at all them fucking nice deer going down the street. I can imagine Dave saying that.
That was his response to anything. Like, I can't make a good joke, so let me just sexualize it. Because his favorite thing to say was, yeah, I want to fuck it. Like, anytime you bring up anything, I want to fuck it. Like, dude, get a new fucking joke, please.
Didn't we hear about, we were talking about a glory hole or something, and he was like, oh, yeah, I love glory holes. Like, oh, you like getting your dick sucked by guys? And he just turns it around like, yeah, I love that shit. And then we found out later, yeah.
Oh, man. I don't even want to think about if glory holes actually exist. Every
Glory holes do
every
exist.
time I see a video on a porn site where there's a glory hole, I like to think it's in Nebraska or some shit. This is fucking Missouri. There's nowhere near here.
Have truck stops? They're very rampant in truck stops.
It's probably the people across the street. A lot of that porn you see, like a lot of that random free sample shit, you don't know where any of that stuff is. It could be like...
Well, yeah, you ever see like one of the obvious porns where it's like the walls are just like they're all bare and they've got writing all over them, and they're like they want to make it look like a bathroom stall, but it's really just like in the middle of someone's living room. They have shit like that all over porn sites.
I tend not to click any glory hole stuff. I see a lot of still frames. But I'm like, oh, that's enough information. I don't need to see this moving.
We're porn aficionados. We know what we're talking about. I don't know if we should be proud of that, but oh well.
Oh, boy. You ever see those people on 4chan? They're like, oh, my God, this is someone I know.
Yeah, and they're always lying. They're always...
You know it's bound to happen sometimes, though. All the chicks that get naked on the internet, somebody knows some of them somewhere. They gotta have jobs and shit. They gotta fucking go to school and stuff. Somebody knows.
Oh, there was... you ever see that? It's like a commercial for something, and it was... the boy is stripping on the webcam, and then the girl's stripping on the webcam, and then, like... the brother and sister go down to the dinner table and they look at each other and they're like, oh, I just stripped for you. And they were like, oh, that's my brother or my sister. Yeah. They have an actual commercial for that, and it's the most hilarious shit. I need to send you that sometime.
Probably a whole website dedicated to that kind of shit.
There probably is. If you can't notice, like, the background of the other person is like, oh, that's my sister's room. Like, you...
That's the same website that's got Amanda smoking a cigarette while she wears her socks. And then people play with their tongue for Thai.
Yeah, and then a random guy comes up and takes your sock off and strangles her with it.
And people like drink a bunch of water and slosh their bellies around. What the fuck is with the world?
And people throw bricks into dryers and they watch them explode, and then they like get off to that.
What?
Yeah, they had a video like that on YouTube.
They get off to it?
Yeah, if like it's what is it? You know, like the gore thing, the gore type thing with people. Like people get off to seeing other people like cut up and shit.
I guess.
There's a whole section of people that are like that with electronics.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a video of like this guy. He took this dryer out of his house and he did something to the motor, so it spun like 3 or 4 times as fast as it's supposed to, and he just took a brick and threw it inside of it, and it fucking like exploded.
I've seen videos like this before, but I didn't know you...
These people in the fucking comments section were going, "Oh my god, that's so sexy."
So it wasn't meant. It wasn't meant for that purpose when it was recorded. Then
it could have been. I mean, from the amount of people on there that were having this fetish, I would think that someone directed them there, and it might have been the person that uploaded the video. Jeez. But I mean, yeah, there's actual people that get off to seeing shit like that.
See, now I got to think, if I get partner for my channel and I start getting like 5,000 views, I'm gonna start thinking like, are there people that just like to fuck baseball hats? Is that what's going on? This show is amazing. Halfway through the show.
On the way.
Why don't we take some callers? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we don't.
Nobody can fuck because we're not live or nothing. Oh, shit.
Did you know the UK government is really strapped for cash at the moment? They're I don't know, they seem to be in somewhat of a recession, I guess.
Well, China's right there. That's what we use.
I don't know. Well, the Britain Foreign Office spent $16,000 to restuff the corpse of a giant snake and they put it in the Foreign Office for like an attraction. They spent $16,000 to fucking get it restuffed because it was falling apart.
I'm not surprised. You put a bunch of rich people in a room and they make dumbass decisions. You know, the fucking, the first storm before the hurricane, it was like a month back or something that knocked out the power for a while. You remember that one?
Yeah.
We didn't have a generator at the country club because a bunch of stupid rich people got in a room and decided they wanted a fucking, $80,000 flagpole or some shit. So there's a new flagpole, but all the food in the kitchen's spoiled. Fucking, it's all one big insurance claim and shit. And it's totally useless. Could have had a generator. You don't make fucking good decisions.
The best part, I think, about this entire article is this one part of the article. A spokesperson for the Foreign Office recoiled at the suggestion that reviving Albert's looks might not be essential work for the government. The snake's name is Albert, by the way. It's a giant stuffed snake named Albert.
Oh,
for a government whose prime minister warned voters just last month to brace for painful decisions on the economy. Painful decisions. I can't fucking speak for shit. Painful decisions, like getting a fucking snake that's in the Foreign Office stuffed for $16,000.
I don't know,
that's
but
really
when you're talking about like on the scale of a country's economy, 16 grand really ain't shit. I mean, they're talking like billions and trillions of dollars. You know what I mean? Like 16 grand is like 16 cents compared. It's 1.6 cents compared to a lot of that shit. I don't know. A lot of people that bitch about the recession and stuff in our country, they're doing it with like a $300 haircut. You know what I mean? Like, rich people are going to be rich and they're going to spend their money on dumb shit because they can, because they have it.
Yeah, but I mean, the government tells people that, we're going to have to make painful decisions when it comes to your life and what you're going to be able to do and what type of programs we're going to be able to give you. We're going to have to restrict all that. But we can spend $16,000 on a fucking snake that we hang up just because we think it looks cool. You know, like, when it comes to your life, okay, we're going to cut this shit, but when it comes to the snake, we're going to spend money to get this thing fixed. Like, fuck the people.
If it was like 1.6 million, I could see getting pissed off. But 16,000 is just not really a high number on that scale. I don't know.
Oh, just in the sense that they have to cut all this shit and they have to do this and raise taxes and do this and do that and they have to do all this shit and yet they can afford a $16,000 getting a fucking snake.
I don't know. It goes to show how null the point is, because if you're really, as a country, if you're at a point where $16,000 makes some kind of difference, you're in deep shit. Like, you're like a microsecond away from your whole country turning like into grease.
It's not to say that it makes such a difference. It's just to see and look at and say, like, well, it's funny that they can do this and not do something else that they're probably supposed to do from the get-go, you know? Like, they have the extra expenses to do something they don't necessarily need to.
That's only the public one. Who knows how much the rugs in their fucking building cost? You know what I mean? Who knows, like, what kind of plumbing is in there? They got, like, $1,000 toilets or whatever. I don't know. I just imagine what rich people do. I don't know what they do. I just make up shit.
What would a $1,000 toilet look like? Would they fucking embroider it? Would they make it out of gold or platinum, or would they put jewels in it?
It flushes itself and sprays your asshole.
It's got a pearl fucking seat on it.
It's got a laser guidance system, so it hits you directly in the asshole, so you don't have to move.
It's also a video game that if you piss inside of it, then the fucking screen on the top of it, like, changes. It's one of those Japanese video games, but now it's British. I still think the swinging pigs thing was funny. The happy pigs.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
I know it was a while ago, but still, you fucking make toys for pigs. Jesus Christ. Someone set something up for that. That's still just... They had to set up a department for that. Who the fuck made that decision?
Maybe they'll get more people to buy pork.
Get more people to buy happy pork that played with a chew toy before it got shot in the face. Or
that's why I said this was a while ago, because not to relay the information to you, but to kind of reassert it, because I know you knew we talked about it a while ago, but here we are talking about it all over again. Talked about it for probably about 1 minute and 30 seconds now into a show.
Oh, well. Well, you think of shit to talk about then, man. Fuck.
I've got no shit to talk about. I'm just coming on a podcast for no reason. That's basically.
I've got one more story, and we've got another 20-some minutes.
20, probably 30 minutes.
Mm. Oh yeah, whatever happened to that random word thing you were going to do at the beginning?
Oh, I forgot all about that.
I was trying to tell you when you started the fucking show.
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Show never starts good anyway, so...
just anything we do start out great, or end great, like the middle school, but...
Oh no, as far as I'm concerned, this whole show sucks. Well, we're going to upload it anyway. And what are we at? The fucking probably about halfway mark. I got to say to the people who are listening, why? I'm amazed, like...
Well, I mean, I sell the show as background noise, so we don't really need to be talking about anything interesting for background noise, do we?
But this is the kind of background noise you probably just tune out. Because it's basically just two people who don't give a shit just talking in your ear. Like, you could go stand, like, near a gas station counter and get the same fucking thing, probably. Except for it would all be about Jersey Shore and Wiz Khalifa.
Wiz Khalifa.
Wiz Khalifa. Why did he name himself after piss?
Wiz.
I'm gonna name myself after P. You got Master P, that's taken. Aw, shit. I still gotta be urine. I'm gonna be Wiz. Does he mean like a wizard? Like in the KKK? That doesn't make sense because it's a black guy. Wiz Khalifa.
I don't even try to understand them, man.
Is Khalifa an actual fucking word? Or did he just rip that off from Queen Latifah? Because it's kind of got the same kind of flow to it. Where do rappers get their names? Because some of them got really stupid fucking names.
He tried to think of...
Young Jeezy? What the fuck did Young Jeezy come from? And why are they putting young in front of everything? If you expect to have a career where you're around for a while and like, oh, I'm an established pillar of rap, you're going to be around for at least like 30 years. After like 15 of that, you calling yourself young, you fucking might as well change it to dumb. You're going to look retarded in front of everybody.
I know a guy whose name is Young Flexing on these bitches.
So fucking retarded. That's his name on what? That's his name on Facebook. That's
no,
not
he's a fucking rapper, and he named himself that. He's an
rapper.
rapper.
He's a guy who raps.
Yeah.
That's not a rapper.
No, I mean, he's gone in and recorded shit in an actual fucking studio. I mean, he's done shit like that.
Yeah, on his own dime. On his own dime. You're a rapper when you get somebody else to pay for you to record. There you go. You could say you're a rock star when you get somebody else to pay to fund your album.
I'm not saying that he's professional or anything, but there are people that listen to his raps and shit. Like, I know that person. That's flabbergasting.
Well, you know what? It was so cold. It was cold this morning, right? So when I walked out the door, I wanted to get to my car really fast. So I decided today that I'm a jogger.
You're a jogger.
That's me. I'm a jogger. I put that on my fucking...
Are you going to wear, like, the track pants and the track suit, and you're just going to run around at, like, really slow speeds?
No, the point of it is I did it for a couple seconds only to serve myself. So therefore, I will define myself by it. Like these rappers. There's so many, quote, rappers in this fucking state. It's ridiculous.
Is that like what juggalos do? Like, oh, well, I hung out with this guy for like 2 days, so I'm a juggalo.
People want to be rappers because they see it as easy. It's like, oh, this is the easiest thing I can do. It's easy, but you can dress it up so it's like some big, like, oh, I'm philosophical or I'm deep or whatever. Like, I'm intelligent and wise. No, you're just trying to do something easy. Rapping is so fucking easy. It's easy and fun. I understand if you want to do it to have fun or whatever. But if you're posting these queer pictures of yourself with your stupid fucking hat and, like, trying to put out albums on your own dime and shit like that, you're just fucking white noise. You're not like what you know, go to college. You know what I mean? I saw this video of a guy just doing this really fast rap. It was on Live Leak, I think. I scrolled down to the comments, and the first comment is, meanwhile, his Indian counterpart was getting an engineering degree and having a nice family and having a legacy and fucking doing something useful for the world. And I was like, wow, that's fucking perfect. We got so many little schmucks like this. That fucking spend their time with their stupid little notebooks writing their trite shit that they... Oh, I heard fucking Wiz say this shit, so I'm just going to reframe it with my own fucking... It's all the same shit. Like,
yeah, you hear that a lot.
There's nothing special about you. You're not like as... I know the fucking song, the way it's packaged. It requires for you to brag about yourself. That's just part of the culture or whatever. But I think a lot of these people, they say this shit so much, they sing along to other people saying this shit so much, that they actually start to believe it. Dude, you ain't nothing special. You're not fucking the king of all badasses. You're not even that smart. You're a fucking idiot with a microphone who calls himself something. Join the club. There's plenty of people that call themselves shit. Look around at those people. Yeah, that's you, rapper.
I've noticed that people that listen to rap like that, the Kanye West and whatever fucking rapper is famous now, because I don't listen to anything like that, but the people that I would hang out with that live around Colgate and Dundalk and all that, they would always listen to rap, and they always listen to the same songs for months on end because the people that they're listening to are so fucking lazy they can't put out good content or new content every fucking few months to years. Like, they always listen to the same song all the fucking time. I have an excuse for doing that because most of the bands I listen to are dead, but they're still alive. So I don't understand.
They do that mixtape stuff now where they can release a bunch of shit really fast in between albums. You don't know about the mixtape culture now?
None of it's good enough. None of it's good enough for
No, what it is like all of it is fucking stolen beats. They just rip off other people's beats and rap over it and call it a mixtape. Like, they don't even make the fucking music anymore. Let's use this other guy's shit. Fucking, it's crazy.
That's what, like, teenagers do at fucking their friends' houses. Like, they'll play an instrumental and then they'll fucking rap to it. So there's professional people that do that? Oh my god. People are making money from that.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they're necessarily making a lot of money from it. I don't know if I think it's just to get your name out there, because that's the main way that people, like, battle with each other and shit.
You could argue that doing that would get you money eventually, because by getting your name out there, you will be able to get signed. So you're using someone else's fucking beat as some way to promote yourself.
Well, that's the exact logic that a lot of these fucking little small-timers, little fake rappers use. And, like, look how popular 90% of those got. Oh, I see your fucking Facebook fan page has got 14 hits. Cool story, bro.
That's about what we got, isn't it? Around 14, 15.
Hey, I don't go around calling myself a podcaster. I say, hey, I have a podcast. I don't go, I'm a podcaster, and I don't fucking post pictures of my fucking profile of me with a fucking pair of cans on like the 1950s in front of a microphone. Like, this is what I do. This defines who I am. No, it's just something I like to do. Even when I recorded rap songs with my friends, I never went around calling myself a rapper. I was like, hey, we got a retarded rap group. And we knew we were retarded. We called ourselves stupid. Huh?
Have you ever watched a YouTube video where someone just, like, out of the blue just goes, oh, yeah, so, hey, guys, I'm a vlogger, just because they have a YouTube channel? Like, does that annoy you, or is it just me? When they go, okay, well, I have a YouTube video, so I'm a vlogger now.
A lot of people define themselves
as a vlogger.
It's like, I just made a video about this. And, like, most of the time, anytime that anybody calls themselves anything, it fucking irks me for some reason.
Yeah.
Unless you're unnaturally fucking talented at it. If you're like that 8-year-old that's playing Beethoven on piano and stuff, fine. You're a pianist. It doesn't matter if anybody pays you. I mean, at a certain point, it's undeniable. You're like, holy shit, that person can really do that thing. You know what I mean? Like, no one can fuck with... Yeah, Destiny's an artist. That's all there is to that. I mean, there's something about the quality of these people's work that you can tell it's like part of their nature. You know what I mean? Like, it's part of them. It's intrinsic to them. Fine, those people can get... You can have a label. Fine. You deserve it. But, like, a lot of people just try so hard to be stuff that they aren't. Life's supposed to be about finding out what you already are and figuring out how to ride that out.
Yeah, instead of doing that, most people now, they just see, like, oh, well, what's the thing that everybody else is, and I can latch onto that and use it to express myself.
They want to pick and choose what they think looks cool from the outside. And then they want to synonymize themselves with that shit. Yeah, they got it all wrong. And it's considered common knowledge that, like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do. Invent yourself or something. No, you don't invent yourself. You fucking discover yourself. And that's why a lot of people are so fucking angry. They're trying to attain standards that they can't. It's okay. I mean, it's okay if you're not that good a rapper. It's okay if you're not that good a guitar player. You tried, and if you still have fun doing it, Do it anyway. Fuck it. Just don't go around saying, well, yeah, this defines me. This is what I am. Fuck that. You're just a dumb schmuck like me. Shut up.
You don't find anybody going, I'm a white person, this is what I am anymore, do you?
The only thing that I ever really went around and referred to myself as is a drummer. Because I used to play drums for 4 hours a day, every fucking day, and I was better than most people I knew. I mean, the few people that were better than me just blew me away. They were fucking they could just wipe the floor with me. But on average, like, you probably want to have me instead of that kid down the street that has a drum set. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I called myself a drummer under that kind of stuff, but even then, I don't know. I wouldn't say this is what I do. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, I probably worked at Checkers.
It's
Checkers
just one of your, it's one of your more important hobbies.
Yeah. And, you know, I wouldn't dare call myself a drummer around. Like, there's this guy in Pasadena. His name was John Seaton. And him and this guy named Jude, who was fucking brilliant at guitar. They used to play Sepultura songs. And they were just fucking laser accurate with that shit. It was like being at a fucking Sepultura concert. I was like, oh my God, this is so fucking amazing. What am I doing with myself? I ain't shit. And I remember thinking that the whole time I was there. They were really nice guys. I'm sure they're not the type of guys that just post pictures of themselves and fucking, yeah, man, look how cool I am and all this shit. They're too busy learning how to do what they do. And like polishing that and perfecting it, which you don't have to do in the rap world a lot because you can just go get other people's beats and call it a mixtape.
It doesn't matter if it sounds good or not. All you gotta do is have your voice and a fucking background music. That's all.
I mean, it is possible that you could be undeniably bad at rap. You know what I mean? But it's not that hard to click into a rhythm when you're saying a rap song. And other than that, your voice just, as long as it's not particularly shrill or dopey or some shit that people can lock onto. I mean, you just made a mediocre rap song. Fucking probably good 7, 8 out of every 10 people on the planet could achieve the exact same thing if they put their mind to it. And it's nothing special. It's just, like I said, it's white noise. That's all it is. I talk over a motherfucking beat. Listen to me from the streets. I don't know.
That sounds like Andy Milonakis.
Yeah, exactly. And
he
people
doesn't
fucking
put any effort into that at all.
And then when he started getting casted for stuff in Hollywood, he's like the little rapper kid, and like he's got this whole synonymized like, oh, I come from rap music type vibe to his whole spiel and everything. Why? Because he just fucking, I'm a mouse at the Waffle House, you know? Like,
I think
it's
he's
funny, but it's bullshit.
Yeah, I think he's aware that he's not good at it. He just tries to milk it to make fun of it.
That's fine. Fuck it.
Like, I mean, he's so obviously bad at it, I can't see how he would think he is good at it. I think he's just more putting on, like, to be funny type of thing. He doesn't care if it's good or not.
Like an Andy Kaufman-esque.
Well, he's Andy Milonakis. He like, pours shit on his head and shit. He doesn't care if he's good at it or not. He just cares if it's funny, that's all. That's how I see it anyway. It might be like he takes it the most serious shit in the world. I have no idea. But I'm just saying. It seems like he's doing it in a joking manner.
Who knows? Whatever happened to him anyway?
He's on YouTube now. That's what happened.
he's just doing his.
Yeah, he's just doing YouTube basically.
No, you can live comfortably off of that.
Yeah,
obviously. I'm sure the
everyone
MTV show is better though.
Yeah, that's everyone that used to watch his MTV show watches his YouTube channel now.
Well, that's how it was with the MTV shows. Like, oh, everybody used to watch his YouTube channel watches his MTV show now.
And then it goes back to the other way.
Where the fuck is Ralphie, that big retarded fat guy?
Yeah, I remember that guy. I don't know what happened to him.
He rhymed syrup with herrup. Hey Angie, this is really good syrup. I got some herrup. Like his tongue was so fat, like the rest of his neck could barely fit in his face, and it fucked up his speech. And he's sitting there trying to rap. Like, did you feel like that guy was getting exploited? Like, it was this big fat retard. He doesn't know what he's doing.
I'm not sure if he acts like that in real life or not. I've never seen him when he's not on that show.
I think he does, man. Because, like, if he's an actor, he's a fucking genius. He should be getting a lot more fucking work than he does. Because if that's an act, oh my God. Like, people got Oscars for playing, like, half retards. He's like a 75-80% retard. Like, does it so beautifully. If he just goes home and he's like, hey, Wanda, I had a nice day at work. I had to, like, you know, like, that's amazing if that's the case. I doubt it, though.
Hey, Andy, can I borrow a can opener?
It's not Andy. It's Andy.
No, I'm talking about you remember the other old guy? And he would always be like, hey, can I have a can opener?
His show was so random on MTV. It's just like a blur to me.
His name was Larry. His name was Larry.
I remember
for can opener.
I remember the name of the stapler remover. The staple remover was Rick, and it was a vampire.
Yeah, Rick. I remember that sketch.
That's the names I remember from the Andy Mill. I don't even remember his dog's name. It's like Booby or something like that.
Yeah, Booby. Yeah,
this fucking old ass dog that's like, fuck you.
You know his dad is fucking Greek.
Of course his dad is Greek. Milanakis. I thought that was Polish.
I don't know. I never thought of it as a Greek thing. Like, I was watching that YouTube thing, and I was just like, his dad's fucking Greek, and he acts weird as shit. That's where he got it from, I guess.
Any name that ends with IS that has a bunch of weird clashing consonants in it, it's always Greek. 100% of the time. IS or OS. You got Milanakis.
The only Greek guy I know, his last name is Philidis. Filidis.
It's always something long and contrived, too, like Stephanopoulos, Mapakopoulos.
Well, his name's
John Stamos. Stamos is Greek.
Stamos is Greek?
Yeah, Uncle Jesse or Uncle Joey or whatever.
Yeah, I remember him. Jesse.
Yeah, Uncle Jesse. He's fucking Greek. Like, what is he, Italian or some kind of Spanish? No, he's fucking Greek. Why are some Greek people brown and some Greek people Wonder Bread colored?
I don't know.
It's the same thing with Italians, though. Because every once in a while, like, at my great-grandmother's house, there'd be some weird brown people in the corner. Like, oh, that's your fifth cousins. Like, no, they're not. They look like fucking Karate Kid. I'm not related. I look nothing like these people. Like... it's just weird. It's like, you ever watch Doug when you were little?
Yeah.
I just had people who are random colors for no fucking reason at all.
Yeah, like the blue guy. What?
No one is going to address that this guy is purple. Come on!
Oh, they had blue people and green people and shit.
When a purple guy walks in the room, the scene is over. Because everybody just goes, what the fuck? You're purple. Do you need a Heimlich maneuver? Some kind of disorder? Yeah, there's actually blue people.
His best friend was blue, wasn't he?
Well, there's a guy that turned blue from drinking colloided silver.
Yeah, colloided silver. I was looking at that the other day. I showed my mom that.
But there's supposed
she said it was Papa Smurf.
There was supposed to be a whole race of people that lived, like, in West Virginia or some shit like that, and they were blue-skinned people. Like, I don't think they drank colloidal silver. There's just some weird genetic fuck-up, and then everybody...
Well, I mean, the West Virginian water has a shitload of silver in it.
Okay, that might have some. Maybe they were drinking out of some stream or something.
Yeah, West Virginia water has some of the highest amounts of metal in all the country.
Well, whoever they were really sequestered. So, like, I think it was like before media really took hold. So, like, they were you would just see one in the woods once in a while, kind of like Bigfoot. That's the most like people were acquainted with them. But there were blue people, and they looked like white hillbillies. Just looked like regular white hillbillies, except they had a blue tinge to their fucking skin. Maybe that's where they got the idea for Doug Funny Friends or whatever.
That's where they got the idea for Smurfs. It's a bunch of blue people that live in the forest. I mean, that's what you're describing.
I don't know. I don't remember anything about mushrooms or one female for everybody.
Well, I mean, if they're rednecks, I mean, you can assume what happens there.
Oh boy.
Oh.
That one female is my sister and my aunt.
Aren't the Smurfs, like, they're all related, aren't they? So
they gotta be.
So yeah, so that's just, maybe they did get the idea for Smurfs from a bunch of blue people in West Virginia. That could be entirely possible.
Did you see on Robot Chicken they had the war between the Smurfs and the Snorks?
I think I remember that.
Where they just started shooting shit out of the water at the Smurfs, and the Smurfs are fighting back, and they're all blowing up. Like, Robot Chicken gets really needlessly gory sometimes. Like, I understand if you need a joke or whatever, but, like, They go so fucking dark. It's like, I'm not like really disturbed by it, but I'm like, wow, this is just, it's just for the sake of disturbing. There's no joke here or nothing. Like, I would laugh if there was a joke, but like, it just seems like for the sake of itself. Like when they had Optimus Prime die of like prostate cancer.
Yeah, just on it. Yeah.
It sounds funny to describe even, but in the execution, it's like, what the fuck am I watching? What's the point of this? It's like, you're just trying to freak people out or make people sad or whatever. Like, chill. And it's a little tiny dude that makes that show. He's a little fucking ginger elf.
Yeah, Seth Green. That's the only way I remember him is by that ginger guy.
He's one of the least threatening people that I can think of on the Hollywood scene. Why does he have such a violent mind? Is that some kind of overcompensation for being kind of like physically weak and surrounded by... Because he lives over in L.A. and he's like got the whole gangster fucking culture. Like, is he just pissed off that all these tough people are around him and he's a fucking smurf? So he just fantasizes about gory shit and violence all day. And like, I'm going to make my action figures cut each other's heads off. Like,
it all goes back to the Smurfs.
Robot Chicken sucks, by the way. Fuck Robot Chicken. It's not.
They have good episodes once in a while, but they're very rare.
There's so many shit. They're
very rare.
There's so much shit on that show that takes like 5 seconds to go by, and you're like, was I supposed to laugh at that? Was that a gag or something? And it's just, there's no resolution to it. It's just like, I don't know. Papa Smurf shaves his beard for a second, and then it cuts away. Like, was that funny? Like, what was that supposed to be?
I guess that's just Seth Green's style. It's not a good style, but it's his style.
I don't get why it's so popular. I don't understand why it's so successful. Because it's
ironic. It's ironic, and it makes
like this show is so
cartoon characters kill each other.
The show is so unfunny and fucking uninspired and shitty that it's good. Like that kind of irony.
That's how you describe most memes. I mean,
it's the
same shit.
Seems like people struggling to come up with material. There's like, fuck it, just put this in the show. Robot Chicken. Damn it. You don't got a joke? Screw it. Just have them kill each other.
Basically like our podcast.
Yeah, this podcast anyway. Nobody's going to listen to this shit.
Well, at least we had an interesting conversation the last 20 minutes of the podcast. They can listen for that. How about that?
Nobody gave a shit about the stories. I just sat here and talked shit about indie rappers for fucking half hour.
Speaking of the stories.
Seriously, though, they make me sick.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
There was a guy in Jessup, Maryland that got, he got raided for pot. So they kicked his door in and they found 159 grams. It says approximately 159 grams of marijuana worth an estimated $3,180.
Oh no!
And what they
159 whole grams?
Yeah.
Oh.
And what they also found, which I guess they weren't really looking for, but they found a 3-foot alligator just chilling out in this guy's spare room. So he just had a 3-foot alligator just chilling out in his house. Like, fuck guard dogs. I got a guard alligator, man.
That thing was cute. It looked like a little Pokemon or something. That's not a good... The thing's going to grow. Then you're not going to be able to get your weed.
What do you want? Do you want a Rottweiler? Do you want a pit bull? Like, no, I want a fucking alligator. What are you talking about? Fucking Rottweiler. That thing would be a bitch.
What do you want? An eighth? A quarter? Oh, you want a dime? Okay, I'll get the suit of armor ready. I got the fucking steel gauntlet I have to wear to reach into the fucking room and grab the bag. Maybe you could work up some kind of system of hooks.
That would be a good security measure, though. Can't even go in the room.
What if the alligator got the weed? Then the alligator's not going to give a shit that you're there, but I guess it kind of...
Then the alligator's going to be high as shit, just fucking chilling. Can alligators get high?
I'm sure they can.
Can you get a reptile high?
It's got a central nervous system, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I wonder if its brain reacts in the same way that ours does.
I don't know.
I mean, what the fuck was it? It was some household type thing that if you feed it to a squirrel, it'll die. It was some type of food. It wasn't even like a chemical. It was a food. I can't remember what the fuck it was now.
Yeah, I guess there's slightly different rules, but I mean, if it's a psychoactive substance, I mean, I've seen a video of like once a year, on this certain tree in Africa, all the fruit fucking rots and just falls off of the tree, so it's real easy to get. So all the different kinds of animals, like monkeys and fucking wild boars, like we talked about earlier, and elephants and fucking jackals and hyenas and leopards, like they're all together around this tree. They all know what time of year it's going to happen. And they all eat the fruit, and they get drunk as fuck. And like the rest of the footage of this video is just animals, like stumbling around, walking in circles, falling over, just passing out. I'll send it to you later. It's fucking
I want to see that shit.
But
like the lions are just like chilling out with the fucking monkeys, and they're like, "I love you guys, man."
I didn't see any like reptile or amphibious-based animals there, but just the fact that across the span of so many different kind of animals,
they all want to get drunk.
You could tell by looking at them that they were human drunk. They were how you feel when you're drunk. You can tell by the way they act. Like that's how
they all wanted to get drunk.
Yeah, they knew it was coming. It's like Christmas for them. It's like a fucking holiday. Like, oh, the tree is rotting. Everybody get the hyenas together and shit. But like, I'm sure all those animals, if they can get drunk, they can get high. Like I said, I didn't see any reptiles there or anything. But like, if you toss them animals a bunch of fucking weed, and they just scarf that shit down, especially if it was like the medical grade shit they use in the baked goods pot shops.
Technically, you would have to cook it into something first, because if you eat just straight weed, it won't react.
Yeah, it does.
You have to eat a lot more than you would normally, like if you smoked it.
Have you ever tried it with any really good weed? Because I've never had the heart when I've had really good weed to waste it on eating it, or to even attain that knowledge. You know what I mean? It's always been shit weed.
I've tried eating, like, I ate like 2 grams, 3 grams, something like that, and it didn't do anything. And I was looking it up, and the reason is because your stomach it takes heat to break up, like, and to bring the THC out. So you have to either cook it or smoke it, not smoke it, but put a lighter to it, and that'll release the THC. But your stomach acid, even though it breaks it up, it doesn't necessarily get it hot enough to release the THC. So you'll get a little bit of it, but you're not getting all the THC that was in the weed. Your stomach just dissolves it.
I'm just saying, if you got a higher grade of weed,
yeah, if you got higher grade,
shitloaded, if you naturally, no matter what the rules are, if you eat a fucking 1/8 ounce of swag, or if you eat an 1/8 ounce of KB,
oh yeah, of course you're gonna get high from that. I'm just
saying, throw the animals that shit. Throw the animals some fucking Maui Wowie or something. If you gave a fucking alligator. If you gave an alligator or a crocodile some Acapulco Gold, I'm sure they would just sit there fucking all glazed-eyed and shit. I'm sure they would.
It's mostly Maui Wowie, man. And it's got some Labrador in it.
The problem with, like, reptilian creatures, like, they act high all the time anyway. They just, like, move to a certain area and sit still with their eyes halfway closed. That's what fucking reptiles do. Iguanas do that shit. Bearded dragons do that shit. They all just sit there, especially chameleons. Chameleons always look like they're fucking stoned off their ass. How are you going to tell if it's high or not?
I wonder if that's why they used a chameleon in that movie.
Maybe. I would get me a chameleon because they're pretty cool, but they're hard to take care of. Like, I don't want to be responsible.
It would just hide in your house and you can't find it. Like, where did my fucking chameleon go?
Yeah, that would be bad news because I also plan on having a cat. And the cat would fucking just probably... the really hurt the thing or kill it.
The chameleon could hide from the cat. I mean, it's camouflage. It'll be fine.
Cats are killing machines. If you have any if you have spare change in your couch, it's like the Jew is going to find it. The cat is going to find your fucking spare animals that you got around the house. If your gerbil gets out of the cage, it's gone. Give that shit up because the cat's going to interpret it as some kind of invader, and it's going to think it's doing you a favor by killing it. Same thing like if I got a pit bull, a certain kind of pit bull, or a mastiff or something like that, there's a good chance that I could come home one day with my cat eaten. Am I supposed to blame the dog or whatever? No, it's my fault. I'm responsible for all this. If it wasn't for me, these animals wouldn't be here. So that's the reason I don't get fucking lizards, basically. Because they need to have their environment tightly controlled and all that shit. I'd rather just leave it at the store. Because if I left it at the store, maybe it'll live. If I bring it home, it died, and that's stupid. You know what I mean? That's why I got a hardy fish. I got my beta. He's a little tough guy.
Those things get big, don't they?
Betas, no. Not really that big.
What am I thinking of? It's
My beta's about the size of a Bic pen cap. If you just attach some fins to one of those, that's how big my beta is.
I don't know. It's like it's some really commercial fish that people put in their aquariums, and they can get like really fucking big. I don't remember the name of it necessarily.
Goldfish can. Yeah, goldfish.
I'm not. It's not a goldfish. I know that. It's not.
Koi look like goldfish.
No, it wasn't a koi. It was a big.
There's only so many fish that'll change size depending on their surroundings.
I don't know. It was a fish that I see a lot of people have. I just don't remember. It's not a koi fish. It's not a goldfish, but it's like a big round fucking fish.
Well, yeah. Useful information. Hey, there's this fish. I don't know what the name of it is, so fuck it.
I'm not good at it. I don't know. It's a fish that gets big. That's all you're getting out of me.
I saw it like one time when I had a bunch of money. I was in a pet store in Annapolis Mall, and they had this puffer fish, the blowfish. And
I would not want one of those anywhere near my house.
Dude, it's a little yellow ball that swims around, and it's got this permanent happy face on it. And it's so fucking adorable. It's so adorable. The guy came up to it and is like, watch this. And he walked around the tank and then towards the direction of the food. And the fish knew what was going on and started following him and started getting all excited and started wiggling and jiggling and stuff. I was like, oh my God, that is so fucking cute.
Where was that at?
I was about to buy this fish. It was at Annapolis Mall when they still had a pet store.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I was about to buy it. I was like, I'm fucking buying this fish. I think it was like $80 or something like that. And then he started telling me how hard it is to take care of those. They're really fucking hard to take care of. It's not a beginner fish at all, which is what I was, a beginner. I still am pretty much. Like, if they puff, you have to change the water in the tank immediately because they poisoned all the water. And it's bad for them as well as being bad for other fish around them too. So if they ever feel threatened, they're going to need their tank water changed. And there's all kinds of ridiculous rules about temperature and the pH of the water and all that stuff. And the whole time he's explaining this to me, I'm just picturing coming home to find this upside down dead smiley face in my fish tank and how shitty I would feel if that happened. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm going to leave him here. This guy knows how to feed him. He knows all this shit to tell me this stuff. He's all right with this guy. I like this fish so much that I want it to live. So I'm going to spare it from my fucking, my administration.
Hell, my mom was telling me about, they used to have an aquarium downstairs in their old house. And they had a fucking piranha. It was a huge fucking piranha that they had in their aquarium.
And they would joke.
They would feed fucking like mice or other fish to it. Like they would come home and like their whole fucking tank would be eaten because this fucking piranha just ate everything. Like they would just come home and feed shit to it, just random other fish or whatever they wanted to.
They can bite through your bones and shit.
Yeah,
like they can really take your finger off. Like
I was just amazed that my mom had a fucking piranha just in her house. Like my mom's not a type of person that would have something like that around.
That's mostly Oscars. If I got to a point where I was like fucking super rich and I could afford like lavish things in my house, I would probably get some sharks for real. But like I would have somebody take care of them. You know what I mean? I would have a shark guy just to make sure they survived.
You ever seen a picture of like one of those really fucking luxurious bedrooms or something? It's got like a pool in the middle and then there's a bed over it.
That's fucking
something like
hard.
that. No, I mean it's just like, you ever seen anything like that? Like it's got water in the room and then there's like a bed over it or something like that, and they've got sharks in there.
Yeah.
People actually do shit like that. Like they'll build the walls into like aquariums and put sharks in it and a bed over water and shit. People do shit like that.
Yeah, because I like to sleep in a humid fucking room.
Yeah.
That's a great way to wake up after sleeping in fucking like near 100% humidity all fucking night, every night. That's great for your fucking respiratory system right there.
That's one thing you wouldn't like think about that right away. Like, oh yeah, I've got this cool fucking room, and then like after 2 days, you're like, I'm hot as fuck in this room.
I bet Mitt Romney's got a secret shark room in his fucking mansion.
Probably. And he's got a fucking like a hatch drops people into it, and he can just watch the tank and see him get eaten. And then he
retroactively baptizes their soul in secret. Got another one. That's another Mormon. I'm going to get a real big planet out of this shit.
He could sit on
magic,
his throne.
Magic skivvy. I got my magic underwear on. The sharks won't eat me.
No, they'll only eat up to his knees and up to his elbows. That's
if Mitt Romney would have won, honestly, my attitude would have been, okay, All right, fuck. All right, he won. All right, shit. Let's see if we can fucking clean this shit up anyway. Let's make the best. Let's make the best of what we have. But
you know what my attitude was? I didn't even watch.
If Mitch Romney, if you didn't even watch any of it, no. But the way people are reacting because Obama won, man, fuck you, bunch of babies. You're no good for this country.
Yeah.
A bunch of kicking, screaming little bratty shits.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
I understand. Like that's annoying. It's just like
it's like the people the first time he won say, "Oh, I hope our country fails." Fucking leave then. Fuck you. He's still your president. If you're going to call yourself an American, you can't pick and choose. You're going to say, "Oh, I'm an American. I believe in this country. It's such a free place, and I'm going to talk all this shit about how our country's better because of our system, because we get to vote a president in and all this shit. It's great." And then when a guy who you don't like gets voted in, you're like, "Oh man, fuck all this shit." You look like a bitch doing that shit. My cousin, Josh, if you're fucking listening, which I doubt, you look like a fucking asshole right now. He said, "Oh, I'm going to go down to the White House and shoot a nigger." What the fuck are you, 10?
What the fuck is wrong with
Like,
him?
I want people that are like you in charge of my fucking rights. Go fuck yourself. All of you. All of you people throwing your shitty little fits on Facebook and on Twitter and on fucking making these tweets about, "Oh, we got to leave the country," or, "Man, we're going to have a civil war," and all this shit. Go fuck yourselves.
Well, I mean, what I was saying was, you look how many Facebook statuses I have about it. Pretty much none. And then look, I'm saying I didn't care about if Mitt Romney won, Obama won. I don't actually care. It doesn't do too much. They're both pretty much.
It really won't
similar.
make a whole shitload of difference.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Day-to-day lives. It really won't. But they want to catastrophize about it. Oh my God, all guns are going to be fucking illegal within the next month or some shit.
That's
like,
what I was saying.
Fucking serious?
I didn't care enough who was going to win the presidency. Like, I didn't keep up with, like, oh, this person's winning in the polls right now. Like, there were people flipping the fuck out on Facebook about that. Like, oh my God, Mitt Romney's in the lead. No, Obama's in the lead. And I was just like, I don't care. I'm going to sleep.
I think people have a warped view of what the president is, that they're putting this much. I mean, of course you should put
They think that he has some fucking powers. And he
like
really
a magic wand where he could, like, flip a light switch and he's like, "Oh, you're all fucking Christians now," or some shit. "Oh, now we got church and fucking school and shit." People think, like, he has so much fucking power that he can just completely ruin your life and laugh
The
about
president doesn't do too much at all.
He's at the helm of things, he's the final say in a lot of things, but it's funny that the same people who are spouting this bullshit are the same people that are just kind of, like, completely ignoring the fact that Obama's been in office for the last 4 years, and he's had a Congress that has completely not cooperated with him. What I'm saying?
They're democratically controlled, so he should be able to.
They've been fighting him every single step of the way. These are those same little shits that are saying, "Oh, I hope our country fails. I hope it fucking burns so I can watch and laugh and be like, I told you so," just so they can have some kind of stupid ego.
Yeah, so
right.
They actively try to make it burn to prove that the country's going to burn because of him, even though it's technically because of them.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make so much fucking sense?
I don't know. He accomplished stuff. He did. Like, you're going from something that kind of works. We were on the brink of complete bullshit. We still are, kind of. But, like, he's starting to pull us back. And, like, it's pretty common knowledge that a lot of presidents can't really do a whole shitload of stuff in 4 years. 4 years seems like a long time to a lot of people. But on the scale of, like, geopoliticism and stuff like that, some shit takes, like, 50 years to take effect. 20 years, big long spans of time are the fucking standard if you want to make any significant changes in, like, how your country's run or your culture or anything. They think he's going to fucking ruin the whole country. They don't realize, like, how well he's performed in the last 4 years. You know what I mean? And, like, in spite of fucking Congress, like, punching him in the back the whole fucking time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But I don't know. Like, people are going to just... If I said this to certain types of people, they would just start spouting off all kinds of evil shit that Obama has done and all the rights he wants to take away and how he didn't fucking cross his heart at the fucking pledge. So what? I don't put my hand on my heart at the pledge because the pledge
I don't even
bullshit.
stand up for the pledge.
Fuck
I don't
the pledge.
fucking care about the pledge.
Fuck the national anthem. Fuck all this shit. You know what I'm saying? You can have America without that stuff. And, like,
it's just a bunch of niceties that people use to make themselves look like a bunch of, like, Christian little fucks that, we love Jesus.
It's not so much the niceties. It's like, it's the element of the military being involved, and like all of a sudden now it's personal, which I almost kind of understand. I mean, you got relatives that maybe died fighting for stuff, or you got a brother that's overseas or whatever. I can understand your like personal connection to it and everything, but at the end of the day, you got to realize
they volunteered.
It's just a song. It's just a fucking cloth. It's just a chant. The only reason the Constitution is so significant, it's not that it's a piece of paper that we worship like it's some kind of fucking golden calf. It's the information on the fucking paper. You know what I mean? The fucking ideas. It's none of this fucking, like, oh, jump through the hoop and do the pony dance fucking shit. It's all pointless crap. People put so much stock in it and just shows how superficial they are. I'm glad your fucking poster boy lost. Let me gloat a little bit. Ha ha! No Romney for you, faggot.
No magic underwear in the White House today.
Half of the people that were voting for Romney that I know of, I don't think they're faggots. I just think they're fucking severely misguided. And I've been neglecting calling. My birthday passed like almost a month ago. I'm supposed to have called my mother at some point, but I really don't want to hear all her shit about Romney and how he was supposed to fix the country and like how Obama's going to fuck us, because I don't want to fucking listen to it. I don't care.
Argue with her.
You lost. It's done. She does this thing. I try to keep it nice between her, because like when I was 17, we got in a little debate. It was a friendly debate, or so I thought, about the N-word when I was 17 years old. And you know how white people say it when there's no black people around. White people call each other it. It doesn't necessarily have to have any context. It doesn't mean I'm going to hang me a fucking monkey boy from a tree or some shit like that. It's just a word. And I was trying to explain that to her, and she got all quiet and fucking standoffish. She's like, I could tell you're just starting to have fun with me now, so I'm going to go. Like, totally flip the whole vibe of the conversation on a dime like that. And then when people behave like that, they establish, like, okay, the threat of this happening is in the future. Wrong. Yeah, my mom is so like that. She has to be the one with the gospel and all the wisdom and the righteousness, and that's what she wants to be in the group dynamic or the pair dynamic of fucking having a conversation. She will not take anything less. I'm sure she wouldn't take anything less from her son, who was like years younger than her, trying to tell her that shit either.
I don't know. I argue with my mom a lot about some of the things that she thinks and says, and I'm surprised by the amount of times that I actually win. Like, I've actually gotten through to her a few times, and it's amazing that, like, I'm not even half her age, and I can explain these things to her. That's fucking incredible to me.
It is possible, because there are objective truths, and people fuck them up. You know what I mean? It is possible for a teenager to have a piece of information that a 60-year-old doesn't have. That's going to happen from time to time, but like they're so slow to admit it, because of the social
I've been debating with her about God and everything and all this different stuff, and about how the church is run and all this, because she was like, she believes in all that crap. But I've got her down to the point now, like she watches like the Atheist Experience with me, and she'll talk about it with me, and she agrees with me on most of the shit I say. So she's coming around to an atheist point of view. I convinced my mother that there's basically no God. That's amazing.
Well, if there is a hell, you're definitely going there.
I didn't necessarily convince her, but I mean, I brought her around to her point of view that she already had, that she didn't want to accept, that there probably isn't a God anyway. Like, I got her to accept that. That's amazing to me that I can do that small amount of good, at least, to somebody like that,
All human beings are agnostics. It really doesn't make much difference to me whether they realize it themselves or not, but if you're not agnostic, the whole idea of faith is completely devoid of meaning whatsoever. Because the idea of faith is you're taking somebody's word for it. You're believing something without proof. Well, if you don't have proof, there's no way you can know it. So you're without knowledge, and that.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that I have proof that he doesn't exist. I'm just saying that I don't believe that he exists. Just the same thing as they say, well, I believe that he does. I don't believe that he does. Well, I'm not saying that I know he doesn't. I'm saying that she already thought
that's just pure base atheism. I mean, I don't think you switched your mom to your point of view. I think you switched her more to overt agnosticism.
I'm saying she already had this point of view. I'm not saying I switched her to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I got her.
All people already have that point of view.
Yeah. I got her to realize that she didn't actually believe in the things that she thought she did because she never really thought about it too much. Because she grew up in the time like, oh, well, I don't think about that, you know?
Well, there's people that say, I know God exists. Like, you're an idiot. You're a complete tool. I know God exists. Yeah.
How long have we been... What's the timer at?
I don't know. I think it's like 1:20 or something. This is the show where I just don't give a fuck about anything. Fuck it. Oh, I must rush to tidy up the show, and I don't care. Fuck it. The show's going to be fucking 10 hours long. Fuck you people. And it's not like you're listening anyway. Who's listening to the show? Nobody. We can't get our guests to come on. We can't get...
He had to jerk off with his girlfriend.
Oh, my God. Dimitri wasn't even supposed to be the guest tonight. It was supposed to be the Reverend, but he's completely missing, too. That's
He's
like...
AWOL.
Our show has no pool. No pool whatsoever. People are like, hey, you want to be on our show? All right, fuck it. And then they just disappear. That's how it is.
Stevie.
No, but the reason I didn't want to have Dimitri in the show is just in case we did get the Reverend, and then there's fucking 4 people in the show, and that starts to get annoying. It's kind of hard to keep a handle on it with 2 people sometimes, you know what I mean? There's so many tangents and fucking just outward radiations of
we're
different
just a group
subjects.
of people that can't stay on one subject, so, I mean, we tend to talk over each other a lot.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I look at podcasts and stuff, and it's like, what's the delineation of, like...
How do they do this?
Yeah, what's the difference? What makes it podcasty? You know, when I was learning to write songs, I was like, well, what makes a pre-chorus so pre-chorusy? I learned that it was just a basic position and the scale that was relative to the song and the key it's in and all that shit. I didn't learn that shit till afterwards. But before you learn the information, it's just a feeling. You know what I mean? And like other podcasts, they have a very podcast type of feeling to them. That's what we've been trying to nail here. And like stuff like the phone ringing in a fucking room, or people disappearing for no goddamn reason, that kind of shit, you know, totally not part of it. People joining the call in the middle of the fucking show and then disappearing
again. That didn't happen.
Well, you know, that's what could have happened.
Yeah, it could have happened, but
that's what could have happened had we allowed it. You know what I mean? Then I don't want people to get butthurt or anything, but like the bottom line is,
I don't think he would have been butthurt if he just.
No, Dimitri's easygoing. He doesn't care. He's probably just, I don't know.
He's probably just talking to his girlfriend again.
Yeah, talking to his girlfriend and eating cookies. Because that's how it should be. Everybody shut the fuck up and be like Dimitri. That's our goddamn message to you. There are cool people out there. Cool people do exist.
He lives in Canada, though, so you'll have to move to Canada.
I can only have so many cool people in the podcast on a planned or unplanned basis, though. Because we're still working out the podcastiness.
Well, we're going to have to find a way to get the playback type shit first.
Yeah, that involves the other computer.
It'll get better sometime in the future. It'll get better.
Well, there's one box that I can go buy that could solve all these problems in an instant, but that box costs $150, and I don't have that right now. But I need it anyway. It's a direct box with 2 channels.
What about that Audio Blaster sound card you were showing me?
That's in the tower. Sound Blaster, Audigy, yeah, that's in the tower that keeps fucking up.
You can't get one for the laptop you're using?
That's what that box is. That's what that box that I'm talking about is.
Yeah, but I saw one for $30.
That's a USB input output. It's not a sound card. It does.
No,
I need a 24-bit one.
Okay, I'll find it.
I need 24
I'll
bits.
find it after the podcast.
I need 24 bits, 2 inputs, and FireWire. I don't want an audio output on the thing. I need to connect via USB because the audio ports on this fucking laptop are pieces of shit. And our show's already a big enough piece of shit being recorded in MP3 format. I don't need to go throw $30 external sound cards into the mix. Besides the fact that, you know, like, I keep saying I need one of those for other purposes anyway, because if I'm doing something, if I'm trying to score something, I can't put any guitars in it, because I don't have no way to fucking plug a signal directly into my sound system.
Yeah, you can play it through your external fucking microphone.
Yeah, I could mic a fucking amplifier, but most of the guitars I record are at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I can't level an amp enough that won't wake people up and get a signal, you know. Recording is, I could have picked a lot cheaper fucking thing to be into. All the shit is so expensive. All the mixers and the microphones and fucking interfaces and software, and it's so expensive. And when I was in bands, I was like, okay, I'm gonna play drums. That's the thing I decided to latch onto. You gotta buy fucking drum skins. A drum set is like $500 minimum. You gotta keep replacing and polishing cymbals. Fucking guitar strings cost $6. A pair of drumsticks costs $12 minimum. Like, I always fucking get myself involved in the most amount of bullshit possible. That seems to be a thing with me.
The only hobby I have is collecting road signs, and that's free. So
whatever you do, don't start making music, because it's an endless fucking bottomless pit for money.
No, I just steal road signs. That's all I do.
In fact, I can't think of any big purchase I've made over the past fucking 10, 15 years that didn't have something to do with music besides my car. And that's just because I need the fucking car to have a life at all. But, like, the only thing I'll, like, even feel halfway good about, like, if I were to spend $1,000, there's no way it would be, like, on clothes or a fucking kitchen appliance or some shit like that. Last time I spent $1,000, it was for an electronic drum set. That's the only thing that's like, okay, I can drop this amount of money on that.
What was that thing that Stevie was showing us? The guitar or Z-tar or something like that?
Oh yeah, $2,400. That thing is fucking amazing, though.
It's a fucking electronic guitar.
Yeah, basically, it's the interface of a guitar, the playing mechanics of a fretboard, combined with fucking any sound you want. Pianos, fucking weird synthesizers. You play a violin like you're playing a guitar. Like any fucking noise, you could play a drum set on a fucking fretboard. That's amazing. I have the $200 plastic version of that, and it's nowhere near as good as a Z-tar. But I'm sure it's worth $2,400.
Not to me.
You know what? If I had $5,000 saved up, there is very realistic possibility that I would drop half of it on a Z-tar. I'm that gaga about that kind of shit. I get unreasonable about shit. It's fucking amazing. I hear Destiny talking about, oh, I could just use Kmart paintbrushes. I'm like, you bitch. Get the fucking, you need expensive ones. Fuck. I'm going to convince Destiny that, like, you have to get, because it'll make your paintings better. You have to, like, be in the miserable money pit with me and my best. Musician ass.
The best of everything. The best of it all. And then you get severely disappointed.
Yeah, if I go buy this $200 drum set, it sounds just as good. No, that's never the fucking case. Fuck. Esteban guitars, they sell them on infomercials and shit. I think they sell the guitar for $80, and they brag about, like, oh, this is the greatest factory-made guitar, and we pulled some special strings to get you an instrument of this caliber for this price and all this shit. And the whole time I'm thinking, that's bullshit. If you don't spend like $3,000 on it, it's bullshit. You're going to end up pissed off. I don't know. I'm a visionary. When I play something or when I record something, I want it to sound like a CD. I want it to sound like it sounds in my head, and that shit is so fucking expensive. I wish I could just go get some $2 paintbrushes.
My thoughts are expensive.
Yeah, exactly. My visions are fucking financially bullshit. I want to get some $2 paintbrushes and be like, hey, it's Michelangelo. I'm fucking jealous of that kind of stuff. God damn it. I'm just going to start building my own instruments. I'm going to be that. I'm going to be that guy.
That might be more expensive.
No, I think if I ever got real rich, this has come up a couple times. This is one of the crazy things I would do if I was rich. I would have the necessary machinery to build a couple kinds of instruments in my, like, big-ass garage. Like, I'd have the things to, so you could bend the wood to make shells for drums and stuff like that. And I'd have a little table you fucking line up the necks of guitars on and all that shit. I have my own lines of little instruments and stuff. And then I'll be the guy on the infomercial. It's hard to get an instrument of this caliber for $70. And some jaded motherfucker's going to be like, it's probably bullshit. Probably fucking bullshit. I bought so many pedals. The fucking wires.
See, if you wanted to sell something like that, you should probably like get people at a shop to test it out first, and then if they like it, they can buy it instead of doing an infomercial that people are naturally going to distrust.
Yeah.
You know, show it to them in person. Don't fucking show it to them on a TV show because they're going to think you're lying no matter what you say.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff. Like the $200 version of the Z-Tar that I have, it's called the U-Rock guitar. And it was only available like in a store in New York and somewhere in Canada. Those are the only two places you could go and touch a showroom model. So I had to buy this thing based off of like YouTube testimony and watching people play it and stuff like that. And I saw one review where the guy's like, because everybody else made it look so amazing, and one guy was like, yeah, man, this thing kind of sucks. Like, some of the notes you hit, they don't trigger and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, maybe he got a broken one. And sure enough, I bought it. And like, yeah, you can't play it like a guitar. Not like Z-Tar style. It's just not that responsive.
Well, I mean, maybe the Z-Tar might be that way too, and they're just selling it in a way that, you know, it could be the same thing. Same type of shit.
No, it's definitely not. It's fucking people with record deals and shit actually use it on stage. Pendulum, some of my favorite people in the universe.
Pendulum's pretty cool, yeah.
Like, yeah, that's one of his standard things. And like, when they're playing a song that's just an instrumental, he's in the back on those weird tilted mini keyboard things. But like, when he has to sing, he comes out to a fucking boom mic and he's wearing this fucking Z-Tar. It's every song he sings on, pretty much. And that thing is incredible. You can sit there and play it like it's just like a guitar. Nobody in the 80s looked cool with those fucking keyboard things where you strap it around your neck and fucking it's got a neck on it for no fucking reason. No, it's just in my hand. I don't know why. Why? Because it looks like that's what they do with guitars, and it's like all fucking arbitrary and aesthetic thing. Like, no, this is functional. Like, actually serves a purpose. The neck is there for a reason because that's where you hit the notes. And it actually plays them all when you hit them.
This is going to be the 2-hour Mr. Podcast Shit-tastic special.
Oh, fuck it. Just rambling about stuff. That's what podcasts are supposed to be anyway.
Yeah.
All I know is it's going to take forever to render, and it's going to take forever to upload. I don't give a shit. What do I do while it uploads? I just fucking sit here anyway. Should put on some Netflix. It's that movie. Like, I shouldn't have talked about Rampage before the show started.
If you want to share your Netflix with me, that'd be cool. Because I don't have...
No, because then I can't get on it at random times. It's $8. It's the cost of like one pack of cigarettes for a whole month of unlimited movies. You need to get your ass a card.
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Fucking $8. I was like, oh shit, it's $8. Fuck it, I'm getting it then. Like, easy ass decision.
Well, you can only have one person at a time on it. See, I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, I think if you log into the account or whatever, it sends a cookie. I've never tried to log on to one account from two different computers before. But yeah, you're going to mess up my top 10 lists and shit.
All right, never mind, I'm backing down.
I like when it recommends me things, because it's actually been kind of accurate.
Yeah, it is. It is accurate for the most part. I noticed that too.
It's not like, I don't know, some of these websites that recommend you shit, like, what the fuck is that? Sometimes I like genuinely find interesting things that I wouldn't have known about because of those recommendations. Rampage was one of them. A movie where they glorified Columbine-style massacres. In my opinion,
I might go torrent that later.
Yeah, go watch it. I mean, if you just see the beginning of it, you're going to have to watch the rest of it. It's that kind of movie. It's like when you watch CSI and you see the setup and you're like, oh my god, I got to fucking see what the fuck is up with this? Like, that movie does that to you.
I'm going to see if they have a trailer for it.
Yeah, it's called Rampage. It's like this
2009.
Yeah, it's like this. I think the character is 23 years old. He's like this ginger boy. Yeah, it's recent. It could be 2009. 2009, that's fucked up. That's way after Columbine and all these fucking spree killers and stuff like that. But that movie, I swear to God, it could, like...
I'm watching the trailer now.
In some people's minds, that could be making that shit look cool. You know what I mean? I don't know, glorified is the right word for that situation. I don't know if that's too alarmist of a stance to take, but it definitely made it look easy.
Give me back my money.
Oh, yeah, the coffee shop. I said extra foam. You're not going to give me my money back? He should have gave him his money back. I'll just say that. He should have just gave it. Was just $4. All that shit that $4 cost you. You got to watch the movie to see, but oh my God.
Oh my God. You want to give me my $4 back?
Yeah, it was
I'm gonna waste a few $100s of ammunition on your body for that $4.
Well, he was just a part of it. Like, he made it a point to go back to that coffee shop, but he had this whole greater philosophy. Like, if you're going to watch the movie, I'm not going to tell you what it is.
People look he looks like a SWAT member. He really does.
He looks like a SWAT member mixed with some kind of fucking medieval, like, hellion or something.
Shooting some random guy driving down the street.
That's what he did.
Why? Jesus Christ, this is loud.
You gotta watch the movie to see why. Everybody, go watch Rampage, and please don't go out and
shooting random
people.
Fucking people.
That's what the movie's about. It's just a guy that goes just fucking. He decides he's gonna kill a bunch of people one day.
Yeah, I've got to admit this does look pretty badass. I can see why people would think this would look cool because it does look cool. This looks awesome.
They made him look like he was fucking. I don't know.
They put fucking rock music in the background.
Oh my God! I didn't see that part. That wasn't happening in the movie though.
They put fucking rock music.
They put metal, and he's just fucking mowing people down. Oh shit! Don't go do that, kids. Please.
Oh my God!
I did not recommend it. The act of me recommending this movie wasn't the act of me recommending that you go and kill a bunch of people in a shop.
Yeah, there's the thing where he's kneeling on his. He's kneeling.
Yeah.
And the bullets are just hitting him in the back. And he shoots all the cops and shit.
Well, he ordered all these armor plates through the mail, and he just fucking covered himself with them. There's not a hole in that fucking outfit. Except if you shot him in the eyes. If you shot him, like, in his visor, you could probably get him. But like I said, he turns around and ducks. Good luck shooting him in the eyes that way.
This is awesome.
Yeah, go watch it.
It's not awesome in a realistic point of view, but this is awesome from a movie point of view.
Yeah, it's super interesting. I'll say that. The idea of a movie is to captivate you. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is fucking mad captivating. Just the outrageous idea of some...
Oh, they're playing Die Motherfucker Die in the background.
By fucking Twisted?
By Dope.
Oh. I'm sure Twisted is better.
My God.
We done crack your head in half!
Like, if I was gonna go out and shoot people, I don't think I would shoot random people walking down the street. I would only shoot people that, like, I have a problem with, you know? I'm a conscious killer, I guess.
Well, he did both.
I wouldn't just shoot some random person walking down the street because, like, I didn't do anything to anyone. If I was walking down the street, I wouldn't appreciate being shot for no reason. Like, I'm not gonna shoot some person for no reason. Well, I'll shoot someone that's an asshole.
He didn't really see them as real people, so you gotta watch it. Watch the movie. There's
what
like
an asshole.
It's interspliced with like some kind of blog he recorded, and he's explaining what he's doing and why he's doing it and stuff like that. And you see random bits of it throughout the movie.
What an
puts it all together. Yeah, basically.
Jesus Christ.
He started out the movie as a dickhead, just kind of fucking like cynical, rude kind of kid. You know what I mean? He was nice to his parents, but that was it. Like everybody else, he's just kind of a dick to. And of course, you're going to feel alienated from the world if you're a dick to everyone everywhere you go. Kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy right there.
Yeah, I don't understand people like that. Like, oh, nobody likes me, and then if someone talks to them, like, fuck off.
I know 2009 was after the Virginia Tech stuff, right? And you know they had to make it a white guy. There's no way this movie would have worked if this was a black kid.
I can't imagine.
Or a Latin immigrant or something like that. There's no way it would have even saw the light of day. It would be a script right now.
What black actor could they get to do this?
I don't know.
Like, are they going to put, like, Shaquille O'Neal inside of this suit and have him shoot at people? That'd be entertaining.
Just some disaffected black kid. They exist, you know? I mean, stereotypes are generalities, but there's freaks everywhere. There's all kinds of... Every kind of freak you can imagine fucking exists somewhere. I'm sure there's some black kid that wants to shoot a bunch of people somewhere.
Oh, this whole movie's on YouTube. Cool. I don't even have to go torrent it.
Oh shit! There you go.
That's in the fucking. There's like 4 people that uploaded the whole movie. Jesus Christ! These people don't care about copyrights.
Hey, like YouTube obviously doesn't care about copyrights if it's still there.
No, I'm talking about the people that made the movie. They don't give a shit if it's up, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, we want as many people to see this as possible. Please spread our message of shooting thousands of people. This has to get out. People need to see this. That's basically what I'm saying on the fucking podcast right now.
Shoot your neighbors.
Go watch it.
Shoot your neighbors.
I'm sure by some right-wing nut reasoning, yeah, if I was on television, it could be construed as I'm instructing people to go shoot other people just by recommending that.
That's what Republicans do all the time anyway. So, I mean, what the fuck's the difference?
Oh, man. Maybe that movie's part of a campaign to show people how dangerous it is. Like, I get paranoid thoughts when I deal with, like, entertainment and media. One of my thoughts was, maybe this movie is trying to, like, provoke some kids to do some copycat shit. You know what I mean? Because the natural-born killers, they have people going out and trying that shit. It's like this movie is so plain and laid out. It's just a guy snapping and going and shooting a bunch of people. Like, maybe they're trying to coax other people that are, like, troubled into doing the same thing so they can be like, look at all this shit happening. We need to fucking make guns illegal. And then they take away everyone's guns.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My brain goes off in those directions. Sometimes I'm just like, whatever. Interesting thought. Sometimes I'm like, damn, there could be some shit to that. Like, either way, I'll never know. Because I'll never pierce the levels high enough to find out if that's true. But yeah. Let's make fucking Rampage look really cool.
That did look awesome. It really did. That looked fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah. The fucking... I was almost rooting for the kid. And the fucking, like, when it really got underway, I was like, go, go, go. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? This kid's killing a bunch of random people, and I'm, like, cheering for him. It's like, for some reason, you want him to kill as many people as he can. Like, and the cops are almost oh, is he going to get away from the cops? Like, you should be... The cops should get you. Like, I should be like, get him, cops. But I'm not. I'm like, I don't know. It's just something...
If there was maybe 10 people, they might be able to take him down if they tackled his fucking ass. That's the only way they're going to get him down.
I forget what the town is that was supposed to take place. Oh, Tenderville. I forget where Tenderville is, but it seemed like a small town type setting.
I was expecting you to say something like Waco or something.
No, Tenderville. Tenderville. I remember it because it's a really weird name, but I think it was just a place that was like a small community that just was not ready for that shit. And that's why he was so successful at it.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking wild, though.
Let's move out to fucking, like, Nebraska and do shit like that.
Let's watch this movie on repeat for 60 days. Get all amped up.
Have you ever seen that movie, Human Centipede 2?
No, I haven't seen Human Centipede 1 yet. You know what I did?
Well,
I did the same thing I did for the Saw movies. I just fucking YouTubed all the good parts.
Human Centipede 2 is a piece of shit. Like, Human Centipede 2 is like, oh, well, this guy's watching Human Centipede 1 the whole time, and he actually does it. Like, Human Centipede 1's like...
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, like, in Human Centipede 2... Human Centipede 1 was like a movie, and then this guy's like in real life doing this as a copycat, and then he gets all the actors from Human Centipede 1 and strings them together and shit. Like, it was just like, oh, well, we're just gonna play off of our original movie and make it
so
like a
fucking lame.
Yeah, it is. It's horrible.
No, the whole set, like, this is my reasoning with Saw. The whole selling point is like, come sit through this 2-hour movie because it's got a couple really sick parts in it. You know, that's going to sell the rest of the movie. Fuck that. I can go look at the sick parts, and that's it. I don't care after that. Like, oh, I saw it. I saw the Asian guy shitting in the girl's mouth. Yeah, whatever. Oh, shocking.
Did you see Saw 2? I saw Saw 2. Saw 2, I saw Saw 2.
Dude, I don't know which movies they came from, but, like, I went on a YouTube spree and watched all the Saw machines. All of them. So, I've seen them all. Like, that's the only thing people really watch the movie for. I think I saw... Was Saw 2 the one where he had the chick? The girl was, like, his apprentice?
I don't fucking remember. I have no idea. I just said Saw 2 a lot because I could put it together. Like, did you see Saw 2? I saw Saw 2. I saw Saw 2 too. There was someone on 98 Rock doing that when that first came out a long fucking time ago. Just, oh, I saw Saw 2 too. Did you see Saw 2? Like, just that over and over again all fucking day.
At my work, they're trying to hire somebody that's referred to as a saute chef. So my boss, like one of the waiters started walking through, and my boss just randomly says, "Hey, Jimmy, you ever saute?" And he's like, "Saw who?" Oh, I guess you had to be there.
Had to be there, man. Just had to be there.
The way it happened was just funny, but I ruined it. Shit. I gotta go shoot at a bunch of people that don't laugh at jokes now. With metal! Hell yeah, that's the perfect point where the metal music starts and fucking kicks off the end of the show.
Shoot all your neighbors and fuck their corpse.
Hell yeah. I'm shooting people right now. It's fucking glorious. But anyway, rough start to the show. Rough start, but kind of interesting ending, I suppose.
This is our 2-hour special.
If you made it this far, we appreciate you listening. Do you have any fucking parting words, fucking Aaron?
Shoot your neighbors.
And with that, we wish you farewell.